Alright guys, it is Saturday night, Thanksgiving is over, and the Christmas season has officially begun. If you can't tell by what's on the TV behind me, tonight we are going to be watching Die Hard. Now, I know you were expecting to see the complete Christmas makeover of the home theater downstairs. Unfortunately, that's going to have to wait till next week because I'm still waiting for a few things to come in. But let me tell you, it is looking awesome. I was going to wait and do this movie closer to Christmas, but since I can't give you the Christmas makeover tonight, we are going to go ahead and do this because I have some awesome stuff planned. As I said, we are watching Die Hard. Before we go any farther, you guys can tell me in the comments below whether you think it's a Christmas movie or not. Personally, I say it's a Christmas movie. Tonight we are going to be making a couple of awesome props to go with our movie, and in remembrance of Reginald VelJohnson, who played Sergeant Al Powell, we are going to be having mint fudge candy cane Twinkies. You are not going to want to miss this. Stick around. So the first thing we're going to do is put our snack together. First of all, of course, we have our Twinkies. Second, we have some candy melts, and these are pure white. Then we have something awesome that I found in the aisle when I was actually looking for crushed candy canes. I didn't find any of them, but I did find mint fudge flavored chunks. Now these ought to be delicious. And last but not least, we have some red cookie icing. Now we've worked with these candy melts on this channel several times. You can either put these in the microwave or you can use an actual candy melting bowl. I love this thing. I got it from Walmart for about 25 bucks. It melts it quickly and evenly, and it's very easy to clean up. So the first thing we're going to do is just get a cookie sheet and put some parchment paper on there, and we're going to lay out all our Twinkies on the parchment paper. Once those are all laid out, we're going to move it out of the way and get our candy melter. Turn it on and pour in the entire bag of white chocolate candy melts. Now that'll take about 10 minutes to melt completely, so while we're waiting for that, we can get our mint fudge chunks ready. Just to make them a little easier to access, I'm going to go ahead and cut the bag open and pour them into a bowl. That's about half the bag right there. Oh my gosh, these smell like Andes candies. These are so good. This is the shape that they're in right here. You can see how they're very thin. Now you can break that up more if you want to, but this is the size of it right here. And we're just gonna sprinkle these over top of the Twinkies once we get our white chocolate on there. So I'll also tell you that I chose this cookie icing. It's by great value. It was like under $2 for this. You do have to snip off the tip before you use it, but this type of icing will harden up pretty good once you put it on. But this is my favorite kind of cookie icing to use when we're doing things like this. So I decided to go ahead and chop these up into smaller pieces. I think that when we sprinkle them over the top of the Twinkies, it'll be better just to have the tiny little pieces like a sprinkle instead of big chunks. I just poured them onto a plate and used a knife to chop through them, made a few passes back and forth, and they turned out great. So now, as you can see, they are chopped up a lot more, much smaller pieces, and we'll just go ahead and put those into our bowl here. Yeah, that'll work a lot better. I think it'll look a lot better that way too. So our chocolate is just about done melting, but it's very thick in there. And I don't know if you can really tell here, but it's too thick to pour. Originally, I was going to pour it over the Twinkies, but I'm going to have to change it up. I think I'm actually going to have to take each individual Twinkie and actually dip it in there to get the chocolate on the top. And then I put our little bits in a longer container here so I can take the Twinkie and dip it in, move it around, and kind of get it covered. I think that's about the only way we're going to be able to do this. All right, that didn't go too bad, actually. This is what they look like at the moment. And they smell so good right now. Look at that. Now, if you wanted to, you actually could pour those bits of chocolate in with the other chocolate that's melting, and then do the same thing. Just dip your Twinkies, and you wouldn't have to sprinkle anything on top. I kind of like the way that looks, and that's what I had in mind, actually. So I am happy with how this is going so far. We're going to stick these in the fridge for a little bit, just to let the chocolate kind of harden up. Okay, so it's been about a half an hour. Let me open this gently, because they're just kind of hanging on the edge there. But yeah, these have been in there long enough to cool down. You can see the chocolate on them has hardened up. So now we're just going to take our red cookie icing and give them some candy cane stripes. So that didn't turn out too bad. This is how they look right here. We're going to need to put them back in the fridge for a little bit so that that icing sets. But I have to laugh because they look like a mix between cream sticks and Little Debbie Christmas tree cakes. Look at this. I actually have some Little Debbie Christmas tree cakes. This is what they look like. And here's our Twinkies. That is too funny. That was completely unintentional. But also the red is so red that it looks like ketchup. All right, back in the fridge for a few short moments notices just so they can kind of set up that icing a little bit. Okay, so there they are. Took them back out of the fridge. They were in there for about 20 minutes. And all of that is set up very nice. Check that out. I love the way those look. They look so delicious, and yeah, I can't get over how they look like Christmas tree cakes. We're gonna let these sit right up here while we go prepare our props for our movie night. And of course, I had to have a little bit of Spirit Halloween in the mix. I've got this box right here, which has a handful of things we're gonna use for our props. We've got this stuffed dummy prop from Spirit Halloween. We'll come back to that in a second, but let's go ahead and start with what's in this box. So you've probably seen the Christmas ornaments that people have made with John McClane in the air duct, and they hang it on their Christmas tree. We're basically gonna do that with this box and this picture right here. It's just gonna be bigger. We're just gonna use it as a prop and set it on our table. So the first thing I'm doing is just cutting the flaps off the box. We're gonna need some tin foil as well. I'm gonna use Reynolds wrap. This is like the easiest prop to make ever. I'm basically just gonna cut a couple pieces of the aluminum foil, line the inside of the box with it, tape it around the back. Then I'm gonna fold over the edges of John McClane in the air duct and tape that on the inside of this box as well, so that it looks like he's actually in the air duct. And there you go, there's the first thing. Look at that. That is hilarious, man. I love that.
Come out to the coast. We'll get together, have a few laughs.
Next, we're going to get this stuff out and prepare it for our stuffed dummy prop. We have got some fake blood, we've got a Santa hat, a red marker, some gray sweatpants, and a gray sweatshirt.
Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho.
Well, I guess it turned out the way I wanted it to. I did forget to mention the wig. I ordered the wig from Amazon. And look at this blood. I got this off Amazon too, and this is how you know it came from China. Scary, weird, bloody night. What the heck? All right, there's our Twinkies. There's our little setup here. I really wish I had at least a small Christmas tree setup up here, but I've spent all my time setting up the Christmas stuff downstairs, which you will definitely see next Saturday. So there we go. Grab a couple of Cokes and everything will be ready for our Die Hard movie night. Only thing left to do is taste test one of these Twinkies. Oh my gosh, that thing smells so good. I never thought a Twinkie could be better than just a regular Twinkie. Gonna fire down one of these Twinkies.